Hi, my name's Paul Grode and welcome to part 5 of my playthrough series of Book of Hours. As I've mentioned in the other videos, I'm taking a little bit of a break from creating board game content at the moment, just to bring you something different. I'm really enjoying this game and we're going to dive in and pick up from where we left off. If you haven't seen any of the other parts, then none of this is going to make any sense to you. Right, so it's the start of a new day. It's cloudy. We have 4 Fet, 1 Health, 2 Fost and 1 Trist. In part 4, we started doing all sorts of stuff. We've unlocked lots of books. We've read quite a few books now. We've got 3 skills. 2 of them are at level 2. And if you remember from last time, we have something running. We have this running. So I'm going to let that run first. We are trying to get mastery over another book, which is Knock, A Gate Flung Wide. And we had the relevant knock because we put Shapt in, which is another element that we got. There's 2 knock on Shapt. And Lockworks and Clockworks, which is another skill. So we've actually got 4 skills and we've got all sorts of extra stuff. So let's let this run and see where we are. No, in fact, while that's running, let's have a think about what we want to do. Do we want Reverend Timothy today to help us? Because Reverend Timothy has 1 knock and 2 lantern. I've written this down. I've got my own little book. And to go in here, we need 3 lantern. So if we... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get a lantern. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over to the Priory. Is it the Priory? The old Rectory. That's it. We are going to use our Fost to speak to Reverend Timothy. I'm going to get him on our side. And then we need to boost his lantern by 1. So that he's got 3 lantern. And there's various ways we can do that. We can speak to him about particular items, memories, all sorts of stuff. But ideally, we want to speak to him. We want to, yeah, if we use a memory, because then that's not consuming anything. And the way that we can get a memory of lantern, I'm pretty sure that's the sight. So if we just look at something, once this has run down, let's wait for that to run down. That's run down. Let's just have a quick look at these books. So the wood lies outside the walls of the Mansus. As any student of the histories knows, the Mansus has no walls. And Illapoli describes how he came to make repeated visits to a dream wood via what he calls silver dreams. Trying to think your way to the wood, he explains, is like thinking your way to being in love. But I did find a secret that helped. Now, I don't know how much of this is actually relevant to the story itself, or how much of this is just nice narrative in the background. Anyway, we've got Impulse. What's Impulse? Impulse is 2 moth. Aha! Now we have a memory that gives us 2 moth. Is that going to allow us? I'm looking through my list. We have 1 book here that requires 12 moth. So no, we're way off that. There is 1 next to there, though. And we've got a new skill. Sorry, we've got a new lesson. Edict's Liminal. What we're going to do is we're going to consider that lesson. And that will give us a skill. In the meantime, we need to be looking around at an item to consider, which will hopefully give us a memory of sight. And a memory of sight, if I remember rightly, has 1 lantern. We can then speak to Reverend Timothy about that memory, and that will boost his lantern to 3, and then we can use him to explore the Long Tower. That's the plan. Okay, so this is going to run down. This is going to give us a new skill, another leaf on the Tree of Wisdoms. It's going to give us Edict's Liminal, which is a skill that has 1 knock and 2 moth. So we've got that, but as always, whenever we get a new skill, let's go to the Tree of Wisdom. So this is Nyctodromy and Scolacosophy. Scolacosophy, which is the study of things that should not be studied. Some call this a wisdom. So where can this go? Nowhere. Brilliant. Nothing's glowing. That must mean I've already got Nyctodromy and Scolacosophy. Yep, I've already got a level 1 skill in both of those lines. So I can't do anything with that. I'm going to need to upgrade it. If I upgrade it to level 2, then I could, but I can't upgrade it without another lesson. So we're going to have to read more books. Okay, so that's a shame. That's our first skill that we've gained, which we can't actually convert into something on the Tree of Wisdom. So let's look at, what was it we looked at last time that gave us sight? Maybe it was just the picture. we're going to consider the picture using one of our many FETs. So we're going to investigate the object. I will let the timer run down because I don't think we've got anything else to do today. Oh no, I was going to work in the pub. If in doubt, if you've got any spare time or anything like that, go to work in the pub. Because that will give you money, which you will run out of if you need it. And I believe you get 6 coins for health. Yeah, 6p worth of jobs for doing manual labour. So let's let that run down. Now, we did this walk on the moor thing, didn't we? Now, last time we went for a walk on the moor, we used our Path and Pilgrim. In fact, that's the only thing we can use. Can we go walking with Fet? We can. Okay, I'm going to do this. We're going to go for another walk on the moor. We'll probably find some more wood. But you never know. We might need it later on. And we've considered this picture, and it has given us the memory of sight, which has a lantern. Excellent. So now we talk to Reverend Timothy about our memory of sight. And what that will do is that will effectively increase his lantern aspect by 1, making it 3, which means we can then scroll. Yeah, I wish they had hotkeys for these locations. That would definitely make it a lot easier. I think I mentioned that last time. We've also got these gardening things. Can we do anything in there? No, because that needs to be a nectar skill. We don't have a nectar skill. Right, so Reverend Timothy, who's now going to go back. That memory has been used up. We can now drag him onto here because we have 3 lantern. So he's going to unlock the long tower for us. Let's just have a look at the rest of our books, which I've sort of scribbled down on a piece of paper in front of me. We need 4 moon for that one, which I don't think we can do. Oh, that one's done. That one's red. So wasn't I putting my red books in here? I think I was. So that one's red. Now, the other thing is, whenever you read a book, you get a certain memory. And you get that as soon as you master the book. But of course, like all memories, it disappears at the end of the day. You could reconsider that book by basically reading through it again. And it gives you that old memory back. And those memories tend to be better than the other memories, I think. So that's the next thing for me to start writing down in my own little personal journal, is what memory you get from the various books. This day's almost over, look. That's because I've been chatting too much. So we need 6 scale for that. I don't think we've got any of this. Travelling at Night Volume 1. We've done that. We've read Travelling at Night Volume 1. It's Travelling at Night Volume 2 that we haven't read. I might move those books into here so that they're not just lying around. So this one requires 10 knock. Yeah, we're way off that. So I'm going to drag the ones that we've no chance of doing at all. 6 heart. Yeah, we don't have 6 heart. That one. Yeah, that one can go. The Queen's turn needs 10 moth. 6 nectar. I don't think we've got much in the way of nectar. I mean, Trist has got 2 moth on it, but we've only got 1 Trist. So, yeah, we're going to struggle to get that. We've only got 1 heart, which is the health. We're really good with lanterns. That's the thing we are good at. We're also good with roses. This is the ironic thing. We've got 4 Fet. And Fet is 2 rose. And we haven't found a single book that needs rose to decipher it. That's sky. We could probably get to 6 sky, depending on the weather. At the moment, it's cloudy. It's all about moon and moth at the moment. So, yeah. Now, were there any more books that we haven't catalogued? Oh, 4 knock. I'm sure we can do that, can't we? What did we have? Well, I mean, we've already done a 4 knock book, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Travelling at Night, Volume 1. That was a 4 knock book. So, therefore, if we've done that one, we should be able to do this one. Using Lockworks and Clockworks, which is 2 knock. We just need to find another 2 knock from somewhere. Yeah. Can't remember how we got the 2 knock last time. But anyway, Device on Containment is highly likely that we'll be able to do that. 12 moth. Yeah, no chance. That's going down on the bottom shelf. If it'll fit. It won't fit. Let's put it on that shelf instead. And the Book of Cinders is 6 forge. No. Nope, we're nowhere near that one either. So they are our other books. Who knows, there might be more. We'll see what's in here. This is the Long Tower first floor. The Long Tower looks like it's been abandoned much longer than 7 years. In the nocturnal period, the inhabitants probably spent most of their time on the seaward side of the aisle. I'll need help to restore the room above. The room is now restored. So, it is... In 1818, the Very Reverend Solomon Husher became third librarian of the Curia of the Isle. He took rooms in the Long Tower as his quarters. So can we move in here? I don't think we can. Husher's tastes were Spartan, although the Curia generally liked a little more luxury. No one ever quite dared to redecorate the place after his disappearance. So what have we got? We've got a fireplace so we can burn more stuff. We've not done that yet. We have Solomon Husher. It's a bust in white marble that gives us winter. We have a couple of candles. Candles have got Grail, so if we need a Grail boost, that's good. Widow's candle is moon. Oh, we got another candle. We got some ink. Perniculate, deadly. Use gloves to read texts produced with this pigment, an ink of power. And we have another desk. So we've already got one desk. This is our second desk. Solomon Husher himself commissioned this from Lockwood Fen Bogyew, blackened and half fossilised by centuries underwater. Here at this desk, he wrote his doomy allegory of winter and its romance with the sun. When he blotted the last word on his manuscript and rose from his work, the timber had turned pale as fresh-cut maple, or so the story goes. And as we found last time, you can use this to research books, and we have 2 new books. So let's put one in there. And studying requires effort. We just need any soul. Oh no, we don't. We need a specific soul. That was why we couldn't use the previous desk. This desk requires lantern, scale, or sky, or winter. So we can put that in there. So we're using that desk to read that book. And I think with our own innate consider, I think we can use anything. Oh, it needs to be nectar, scale. Sorry, it needs to be anything that isn't nectar, isn't scale, isn't fatigued, or isn't malady. So we can put some fet in there. Right, 2 more books that we're cataloguing. We've also got Whispering Sand, white silver sand in which the voice of the waves lingers. What's that? Oh, that's the bar. That's the time bar. So we got 2 books that we're looking at now. The day is almost over. I'm going to write these 2 books down once we've got them. It's a case of just making notes, because otherwise I'm going to absolutely forget what's where, which I'm doing anyway. So this is By Their Marks Shall Ye Know Them. Now that looks like it's going to require 6 knock. So potentially we could read that one. And we've also got The Radical Measure, glossed. The original Radical Measure was a manifesto. Yeah, just drop me book. The problem with physical books. The original Radical Measures was a manifesto for experimental poetry with occult properties, written in the 19th century by Dr. Aaron Peel. I think I've read this before, haven't I? Yes, I have. What do we need? 12 rows. Well, there was me bragging about how much rows we had and saying how it's ironic that I haven't found a book that needs rows. And it's given us one, except the one it's given us requires 12 rows. Now, we've got 4 fet. Each fet is 2 rows each, but you can only put 1 in initially, and we'd have to be lucky for it to put the others in. That's it. I think that's the end of the day. I don't think... oh no, the pub. Let's go back to the pub quickly before the end of the day, because we've been doing manual labour. So we can collect some money. Yay, money. And that's going to be it. Now, one thing we haven't done yet, and I think I mentioned this last time, you can hire people at the pub. As well as working for money, you can also hire people by dragging in money. That will hire the barber because it's summer. Or if you use one of your things, it will hire unusual help. And the way this works is you actually don't have to spend the shilling. You have to put it in there, but it tells you who the unusual help is, and then you can hire them if you need them. The unusual help tends to have better skills, better aspects than the ones that you get in town, and you can use them to unlock other rooms. Speaking of other rooms, we've just opened up this one. What do we need for this? 4 lantern. Well, this is great, because Reverend Timothy is all about lanterns, but it's 4. So we need a sunny day, which will give the enough aspects. So that's what we're going to do. If it's sunny tomorrow, we will speak to our mate Tim, and hopefully it's a sunny day. We'll speak to him about a nice sunny day. Yeah, because you can boost the apprentices by 6 different things, but only 1 of each type. So you can't just keep speaking to him about memories all the time. It would have to be a memory, something else, tools, object, all sorts of things. But you can add to their stats. Well, there you go. I wanted a sunny day, and it's raining. Let's have a look at the weather today. It's 2 Grail and 2 Nectar. Now, is that going to help us? Because I'm looking at my book, and we have... No. Oh, no, we do. Shadow in the Stair requires Nectar 6. So where have we put Shadow in the Stair? It'll sort of say on it, it will say something like SITS, I guess, and you can zoom in a lot. I thought these were the ones we've already read. Where have I put it? Is it up there? There. So Shadow in the Stair requires 6 Nectar, and if we put that in, that's 2. Do we have a soul which is Nectar? We do. Health. Health is Nectar. So that would be 3. And it says, if you're lucky, you might still succeed. No, we won't, because we need 6. I don't think we've got any Nectar on anything else. So, no. We're not going to bother with that. We're not going to be able to do that. So the fact that it's raining, it's Grail 2 as well, but I'm looking at my list, and I'm not seeing a book that requires Grail. I think the books are generally colour-coded to tell you what kind of things, what aspects are needed. So this one here, for example, this is red, or pinkish. That requires heart. So, yeah. Right, what are we going to do today then? Have we got any more books to catalogue? I don't think we do. Oh, what's this? Book here. The Book of Cinders requires Forge. Yeah, we just don't have stuff that matches. So I think we're just going to open up some more rooms. Let's drag this into here so that I'm not losing all of my books. And we've got all of these other objects as well that I'm still not sure. This is another part of the game that I'm not quite sure about. Is these objects and what you can do with them. And you look at them and it gives you memories and things like that. Maybe that's just it. There is also something else we've not seen, which is crafting. I'm going to try that now and see if it works. So what you do is you pop a soul in there, and for this desk, we need Edge, Grail, Moon, or Winter. So I can put Trist in there. And it says add a skill card to match power aspects if you want to create something. So you can use these desks to craft items. And this is saying that it will take that. There's potential here for a apprentice level lantern recipe. Provide 5 lantern. For a scholar level, 10 and a suitable ingredient. Keeper level recipes need 15 and something uniquely specific in each case. So we need to get to 5 lantern. If we get to 5 lantern, then we can craft something. So we can put a memory in there. There is rain, but rain doesn't have lantern on. We could look at something, but that will only give us 1 memory. Papers. Can we put other books in there? You can. Oh no, that's now trying to master the book. Right, okay. That's a little confusing. I don't think we're going to be able to get to 5 lanterns. But this desk here, this is the one that takes Edge, Grail, Moon, and Winter. This other desk will take Lantern, Scale, Sky, and Winter. Can we put something else in there then? We can. We can put some Fost in there. Add a skill card that matches it. Well, we can put Inks of Revelation. Ah, Inks of Revelation has got 3 lantern, so we've got 5. There you go. We've done it. We're good. If we do this, this is going to allow us to craft Refulgin or Refulgin. Mix a pigment of blinding white, the first precursor of one of the great inks. Well, we'll do it. Because we're not using anything up by this. Our soul will become fatigued, but we'll get it back. So let's do it. Let's craft some refulgin. Right. Meanwhile, what else are we doing? We're going to look to see if we can get 4 lantern. So, let's try it. Let's try and get Reverend Timothy. Morning, Tim. Except that's using up the other Fost. Which means... Yeah, because our Fost is 2 lantern. If we speak to Reverend Timothy about Fost, we would get 4 lantern, which is what we need. Is it 4 lantern is what we need? Yeah, okay. So we're going to have a lie down with a cup of tea. Or we could just wait till tomorrow. But no, let's lie down with a cup of tea. So let's put the Fost in there. Where was the cup of tea? Sure we had a cup of tea. Oh, this is the half pot of tea. So yeah, so what we did is first of all, we put the half pot of tea into here. And that turned it into a cup of tea. I think. Yeah. Okay, so the pot has now gone. There's the cup of tea. It's gone down there. So we're going to put the Fost in with the cup of tea. And that, in a minute and a half, is going to restore our Fost. We will then speak to Timothy about the Fost. That will give him 4 lanterns. We probably could have done this a different way. Oh yeah, there's 3 lanterns there. We didn't need to do this. Never mind. Let's try it. So if we speak to him about auroral contemplations... Oh, you can't. Ah, okay. You can't speak to them about skills. It has to be an element of the soul, a beverage... Oh, you can give them drinks. A memory, a candle, sustenance, or a tool. You've got to give them one of those things. Oh, this assistant can also make use of candles. So certain assistants can use candles and certain other ones can't. This one can. If we pop that candle in there, it doesn't give him any additional lanterns because that candle is not about lanterns. No, it's not. It's a honey scar scented candle. What about this candle? Nope, that's not lanterns. What about this one? That one is. That's 1 lantern. Okay, so different people that you speak to will take different items. And Reverend Timothy, you can speak to them about candles. Great. We've also got this mirroscope. I've just noticed mirroscope has a lantern, so we can probably speak to him about that. Let's just experiment with this. Speak to him about the mirroscope. Yeah, so items you can definitely speak to them about. That's going to put his lantern up to 3. And then we're going to, once our Fost has been recovered in bed, we're going to speak to him about Fost. So where is he again? There he is. We're still speaking to him about the mirroscope at the moment. So once that's done, and that doesn't use up the item, obviously. Now we speak to him about Fost. And it's going to go up to 5. 5 lantern. Now, we were going to go here, because that's going to be 4 lantern. But, is there somewhere else that needs 5 lantern? No, that needs 4 edge or 4 nectar. And that needs 3 knock or 3 rose. That doesn't seem very much. I'm sure we can get that with one of the other people. Anyway, we've crafted our first item. We've crafted some refulgin. So we get our skill back. Our Fost is fatigued, but we've now got this. Now, there's not going to be any room for it in the top left because that's our 6th item. And that's repeatable. Crafting is not a random thing. So again, if you're making notes, you can make a note that that particular combination of things crafted that. Now, let's have a look at it. So it's an item. No, well, it's a thing. It's a material. It's a pigment. And it's got 2 lantern. Again, we've got so many lanterns. And I'm just looking at my list of books. We don't have any books that require lanterns at the moment. If we found one, I'm sure we'd be absolutely sorted. So, Reverend Timothy, we've waited too long. The day's almost over. And remember, assistants disappear at the end of the day. So we've got him, and he's got 5 lantern. Quick, mate, get in there. Give me help. There we go. So we're going to unlock this additional room. Hopefully there'll be some books in there. Hopefully those books will require lantern. Or rose. Just not enough rose. Yeah, and then we'll see what the weather's like tomorrow. And we should have been going to the pub to use our extra stuff. Because we've got all of these things spare that we're not using. You kind of want to use as many elements as you can. But obviously I'm playing slightly inefficiently because I'm explaining what I'm doing. But it doesn't matter in this game. Doesn't matter if it takes 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. There's no pressure, there's no rush whatsoever. Okay, so we've got all of our elements back. That's good. We're about to unlock the room, which is a shame we didn't manage to do it before the end of the day because I don't think we're going to be able to get Timothy back. But it's sunny. Sunny is 2 lantern and 2 sky. Right. Okay. Do we have Foster's sky? And do we have any skills that are sky? Just sort these out nicely. No. Nope. Nope. Yes. So, we've got a book which requires sky 6. We've got Travelling at Night, Volume 2. It's this one. It requires 6 sky. I don't think we've got Fost. So Fost is the soul. That's going to give us 1 sky. The skill is going to be that, which gives us 2 sky. And the Sunny gives us 4 sky. So we could start this, but we don't have a way of getting it to 6. I could put another Fost in. That would get me to 5. That's not enough. Okay, so we can't do that book. What about Advice on Containment? Where's that? Advice on Containment. This requires 4 lock. So we can put that in. That's 2. What else can we put in that's got lock? We don't have any elements, I believe. Oh no, we do. Shapt is lock. There you go. Sorted. I've not written this down on my sheet, so hang on a minute. I'm going to write this down. Shapt is 1 forge and 2 lock. Right, it's another book time. So that's running. Let's let that run. And it was Shapt. Are we going to go and speak to Timothy? I mean, it uses up our Fost. One thing that we might be able to do is we might speak to Mr. and Mrs. Killy. Because didn't they want either Grail or Winter? And we didn't have that before. And we still don't have it now. Maybe Shapt is... no, Shapt is Forge and Lock. So we still don't have anything. Wow, that's... We've got like 4 or 5 of the 9 elements. And Mr. and Mrs. Killy are not interested in anything we have to say. What about the people? Again, do we just... I'm just going to stick that in there. It's only going to get me 2 coins. But, I mean, we could have hired somebody. Maybe we should have done. I'll do that once that's run out. Yeah, we'll do that when that runs out. So, it's a book time. The time is running again. Thesa is irritatingly light on specifics, insisting above all that the duties of an adept are the duties of a host, and that a conjured spirit should be kept in as luxurious a vessel as possible. Okay, so that's running, that's running. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look at what the barber's got, because it is still summer. No, it's not summer, it's autumn. Time has moved on to autumn, so we've made a couple of coins from that. Let's pause time. Let's go here. So if we hire... Oh no, it's still summer. Okay, it looks like it's autumn to me. But anyway. So the barber comes by. The barber has moth and a little rose. A little rose. I don't know how much a little is. And the problem is we needed... It was quite a lot of rose to get down here, wasn't it? Oh no, it was 4 edge and 4 nectar. Well, the barber's going to be no good for that. Here is 3 rose and 3 knock. I'm pretty sure, even though Reverend Timothy has no knock innately, we could probably get him up to 3 knock, could we? Sorry, knock. It's knock, not lock. It's knock. I'm getting me ox confused. So if we had Shapt, we could speak to him about Shapt, and that would give him 2 knock. Surely there's something in the house that we could get him up to 3. And this is where remembering all of these items and what they do, and he can take candles. Is there a candle? Oh, wait a minute. There's a new room. Completely forgot there's a new room to explore. And look at what's in here. 4 books. So, we've got The Foundation of the Sun. Long ago in this country, one did not build a church without first sacrificing a white bull to the sun in rags. Solomon Husher brought this tapestry with him from, well, wherever it was that Solomon came from. That's an object that's, well, it's a woven wall art that's got 2 winter. There's a bed. Now, a bed has an occupant tag, or an occupant slot, where you can put an occupant that is either winter or interested in winter. The icons look the same to me. But it can't be fatigued, can't be malady, can't be question mark. This is something or someone from Numa, the time when seems and is cross swords with history and eternity. See, I've heard Numa mentioned on a couple of the websites that I've been looking at for this game. I kind of don't really want to know fully what it is. But can we move in here? I don't know whether we can. No, we can't move in here. But let's get on the case with these books. It was here, wasn't it? Yes. So we're going to put that there. With that. No, with that. No, with Trist. That's it. So we'll start reading that book. And we've got another desk, which is here, where we can put our health. Where's the other book? Let's read this one. Okay, so we got those 2 books on the go. This book has now been finished. So we've finished reading it. Thurza notes the similarities between the lantern-long habit of scrinning, returning to the physical world despite their absence of a body, by entering a mirror or light, and Pomander's techniques of confining Mansus Long to mirrors. She wonders whether Pomander himself might be lured to visit Hush House if provided with a sufficiently alluring screen. Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, we got our skill back. We've got a memory pattern. It's got 2 knock. And we have a lesson, glass blowing and vessel crafting, which is a lesson which we are now going to convert. Well, we could convert it into a skill, or we could use that lesson to make one of our other skills better. Couldn't we? We don't have to convert it into a skill. We could use it to make something better. I think I'm going to convert it into a skill because it's... No, we don't know. Yeah, use this to gain a skill or improve a skill. I think I'm just going to use it to gain a new skill. Right, so we've got 2 books on the go. We've got that on the go. Are we going to get Reverend Timothy? Or are we going to get the barber? Or are we going to get the unusual help? Let's try for the unusual help. So the way that you do that is you put an element in there. You put some money in. And it says, find out what unusual passerby might be looking for employment. So you've got to put the money in. But then, as I say, once the countdown runs down, it will tell you who that person is. And it won't cost you any money. But then if you want to hire them, then it will cost you the money. Right. What's finished here? This is glass blowing and vessel crafting. So this is hushery or ithastry. So I'm pretty sure we can put that into our tree. Yes, we can. We can put it in here. It's the only place we can put it, but that's where we're putting it. Okay, what have we got? We've got whist. Now, whist is an element we haven't got yet. Name memory, that part which remains. Most librarians know that books have souls, Most librarians hope for books with simple souls of whist and nothing else. So, let's write this down. Whist is 1 lantern and 2 winter. Okay, it's good. We've got lots and lots of elements now. Okay, let's come out of here. How are our other books doing? Have they finished? They're finished. Right. So we've got this one. This requires 6 moth. We might be able to do that depending on the weather. That's the Carbonek Schism. And this one is the Radical Measure, which requires 10 rows. Yeah, okay, so we found one book that needed, I think, 12 rows and another one that needed 10. Don't think we can get to that. Time is running out today. Let's have a look in the bar, because we've still got all of this stuff not done anything with. I think we're going to hire Timothy, because we might be able to use him for something. And we've got plenty of elements left. So let's give it a go. And let's see, we might be able to talk to him about something and increase his aspects to what we need. So, he is naturally 1 knock and 2 lantern. To go into here requires 3 knock. So if we can speak to him about, or 3 rows, if we can speak to him, there you go. That's got 2. He's got 1. Awesome. Well, that was lucky. So we're going to speak to him about this. I can discuss a memory with the assistant. We'll use up the memory and boost it. That will give him 3 knock. Great. And then he's getting a bit fed up with this. It gets to like 10 o'clock at night. We keep phoning him up and tell him to come round and help us with some heavy lifting late at night. So that's happening. So we've done the thing in the pub, but to be honest, we're not going to be able to use it in time, I don't think. But it's not going to cost us anything. So we've seen that. I'll do it. There you go. So let's pause time. So here we go. It's a passing by musician. So what you do is you just collect it all. And the musician is now here. And you can see that the musician has the employable aspect. So for 24 pence... the musician is entertaining the patrons of the Sweet Bones for pennies, not very many pennies. He'd jump at a better paid opportunity. So he will provide us with sky, rose, and nectar. And it's generally, from what I remember, it's 4. So for the cost of 24 shillings, we could actually hire the passing by musician. However, it's random each day. And if we hire them now, we're not going to be able to use them before time runs out. I don't think. Or maybe we can. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's hire them. And let's give them... Why is it not working? Why is it not working? How do we hire them? Do we just speak to them? Yes, we speak to them. I'm going to give them... I don't know how much it is. Is it a florin? Yeah, a florin is 24. So we're going to hire them. That's only going to take 5 seconds. That's good. Okay, so the travelling musician's assistance is ours for the day. Yeah, 4 nectar, 4 rose, 4 sky. Awesome. So let's go back to the house because I think we can use Timothy here. Yep. And we can use the travelling musician there. No, we can't. Oh, have I just wasted 24 pence? Oh, you can only unlock 1 room at a time. I didn't know that. I mean, that makes sense. Thankfully, that's only got a 10-second countdown. Normally, they're a lot more than that. Yeah, 4 nectar. We have the 4 nectar. I thought we could, but you can't unlock more than 1 room at the same time. Ooh, ooh, ooh. More stuff's opened. Let's just have a look at this. 4 edge, 4 heart, 4 moon, or 4 winter. No. 3 heart or 3 nectar, yes. 4 grail or 4 nectar, yes. So, and we've got 4 nectar. So we can either unlock this one, which is the Walled Garden, or this one, which is the Tangle of Thorns. I don't know which. Let's go for the Tangle of Thorns. So we're going to try and unlock this with the musician. That's more like it. 60 seconds. Right, what's in here? Any more books? Oh, look at this. There's loads of stuff. We have Leaves in the Wind. It's a nectar piece of wall art. We have Saint Malankthi, visionary philosopher, alchemist, most revered and most heterodox of the Isles Abysses. An inscription in Latin reads, "The cross died, not but passed within." So it's an object with 2 lanterns. Useful to know. We've got a hat stand. Is it a hat stand? It's a shepherd's crook. Looks like a hat stand to me. Abbot Thomas. That's got moth. There's loads of items in here. We've got some wood. Lignum vitae blank. Look at that. It's got 3 edge and 3 nectar and 3 scale. I wonder if we can use that when we are doing books. I don't think we can. No, we need memories and stuff for books. There's another bust. I'm seeing if there's any books in here. There isn't. There's some weird... What's that? Comfort. Doesn't look very comfortable. Lady Labreos. Right, yeah. Lots and lots of stuff. Okay, right. Let's let time run through. Are we going to unlock this new room by the end of the day? It's going to be close. I am going to look at the pub, because weren't we in the pub earning some money? Or didn't we bother? No, we should have done. We should have gone to the pub. Because look at this. I've got all of these elements that I'm not using. I mean, I should be using them to look at stuff. Because there's no harm in using them to look at stuff. Although the memory does disappear at the start of the next day. So it's probably not worth spending them just to look at random things to get random memories, which you don't know if you're going to be able to use or not. Don't we have 2 of the books that we haven't read yet? Wait a minute. It's getting late tonight. Yeah, we've got 2 of the books. Silly me. There are 2 of the books that we haven't read. What an idiot. Clang. Right, this has opened up. Let's have a look at this quickly, and then we're going to wrap things up for this playthrough. It is the Scent Garden. This too dates from the time of the Abbey, but in summer, neither sisters nor brothers were permitted to spend more than a single hour here, lest the temptation of savours overwhelm them. So, stuff. Ooh, garden. Moth orchids in spring and summer, honey scar jasmine in autumn. Do we have any knowledge? We need a skill that has got the nectar on it. We don't have a skill that's got the nectar on it, so we can't grow stuff. What's this? It's a hurricane lamp. Okay, we've also got skin shook mead. Look at that! 6 moth. Wow. So we could give that to an assistant, and that would boost their moth by 6. Why can't we use that when trying to solve a book? Maybe we can. Maybe we can. I don't think we can, but maybe we can. We got more. Yeah, we're definitely not green thumbs, are we? So that's that done. That's that unlocked. How's the book doing? Are we going to finish it by night time? And I must remember for part 6, there is 1 more book there that we've not read yet. But we've done all right tonight. We've opened a few more rooms just to remind you how big this place is. That's how big the place is, and the rooms get harder and harder to unlock the further you progress through, which is where you need to start combining things together. So we've found Etery After, an anonymous erotic novel occasionally claimed to have been written by Eva de Wolf, although at least 2 duels were fought in her honour to avenge this slander. It requires 8 winter. Right, that is where we're gonna finish this playthrough. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying it. Join me for part 6, in which we will catalogue the remaining book. We will possibly open up some other rooms. We might even be able to speak to Denzel the Smith or Mr. and Mrs. Killy. I don't know. It seems to be a long time coming before we can speak to them. But yeah, it'll be more of the same next time. More cataloguing of books. I think I'm at the stage now with this game where I'm not sure where it's going next. we've got the books, we're cataloguing the books, we're getting the skills, we've improved some of the skills, but I don't quite know what it is that we're supposed to be doing next, apart from cataloguing more books. There may be more to it, I don't know. We've crafted our first item, don't really know what to do with that either. But join me in part 6 and we'll find out. As I mentioned in the other videos, these are not sponsored videos in any way, and all of the advertising revenue goes to charity. So a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel. Don't worry, regular board game content will resume in a couple of weeks' time. But I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough video, and I'll see you in the next time.